Okay, so huge, gigantic L on Twitch for this. Now, before I get into the ranting about what happened, what could have potentially happened, and what Twitch needs to do, let's just watch the video so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Check out this tweet here. Some freak just assaulted Emiru at TwitchCon. This behavior is disgusting. I'm amazed she still came back to finish this meet and greet line. Hopefully she deserves the utmost respect. This has to stop. Now, it's a 10-second clip. Let's watch it. Ah, God. I want to move my camera. Whoa. Okay, so as you can see here, Emiru's doing a meet and greet. There's some guy she's meeting and greeting with. Some guy comes up, grabs her, tilts his head like he's going in for some sort of kiss. She pushes him off. A security guard runs in super late. Security comes in late. This guy here, this girl's on her phone chilling here. She was looking down. Emiru looks really pissed off. The guy walks over, and then boom. Did you see that? Someone slows it down, and they even brandish a sort of metal, potentially it could be a shiv, it could be a pen, who knows, but he brandishes something as he's pushed off like he wants to get into a fight. So yes, as you can see from the 10-second clip, Emiru, one of Twitch's biggest female streamers, was doing the meet and greet. Some fan came up, he was pushed off. Now there's lots of things to unpack here, guys, and the information is still being released and scrutinized as I'm recording this. This is only a couple of hours right after the event here, so if I get any information wrong or leave something out that is super important to the story, please feel free to comment and correct or even add on to the situation. So basically it boils down to this. This should obviously not happen. This should never happen. What leads up to moments like this? I'll say straight up right away, I really like Emiru as a streamer. I watch her frequently and she doesn't deserve this shit, dude. So let's talk about some of the potential reasons why someone would even do this in the first place. One thing is mental illness. It could be the case that someone really just doesn't understand right from wrong, boundaries. Still, this doesn't excuse them from doing this at all. But I think for this particular situation, it's gonna be, yep, you guessed it, extreme parasocialness. It's more likely the cause here. The fact that afterwards he decided, after being pushed off, to pull something out that resembles a shiv from his pocket makes me think that this was definitely premeditated. I doubt he keeps that on him for his protection or just grabbed it randomly. Anyway, does Twitch do any sort of metal detection work here? Weapon confiscation? Here is a quick video on Dan Clancy, Twitch's CEO since 2013, talking about the security.
So look, there's one question that has been coming up on social media, just in terms of safety and security at TwitchCon in light of recent events. So I want to be very clear. We take security at our events like TwitchCon extremely seriously. Every year we build on successful approach to TwitchCon safety and security, particularly as we become aware of new or emerging security or safety challenges. So we have teams focused on this year round, including keeping creators and community members safe on Twitch or at TwitchCon. We have rules and standards regarding TwitchCon attendees that therefore follow. And we limit, for example, if people who've been indefinitely suspended, off service violations, they're not able to attend. We also look for things that need to protect our streamers and any other issues.
Okay, so.
Nope.
What the hell is this? Forsen uses the shot collar on his dog out camp. Come on, guys. Come on. So basically, some things to point out. We take security at our events extremely seriously. It's hard enough to try and enforce their TOS on Twitch itself, so which a lot of people say they fail to do. In this much smaller physical event, like a relatively smaller event than the millions and millions of having like local 9 and look all that stuff, they should and should have enough resources to control the situation here where their streamers, who are essentially their employees, feel safe. Dan also talked about building upon their security as new challenges emerge. I really hate this statement. There's already a bunch of examples of this happening with other large personalities, not even particularly huge Twitch streamers, but in 2016, Christina Grimmie, who was a rising star from The Voice and the music industry, she was shot and killed by a rabid fan at a concert. This was a huge deal at the time. Now, believe it or not, you don't have to wait until something huge happens at TwitchCon, for example, to light a fire under your ass and set up more safety precautions. You know what sucks? That guy in the video who jumped on Emiru, basically Emily, right? I think the guy literally just walked away and nothing happened to him. So please, if you have any information of what happened next, please tell me. This event is still pretty fresh as I'm recording this video. So yeah, if you know, let me know. Let us know. I would want this guy banned indefinitely at minimum. And if it was proved he brandished a weapon, charge and pressed, make an example out of him. Fuck around and find out. Fuck this guy. It's such a pathetic thing to do, I think. Drive all the way, even fly out in most people's cases to TwitchCon over in California, and stand shoulder to shoulder with other individuals on the parasocial scale to see someone you think you know and feel like it's okay to treat them like objects. I mean, damn, some of these people really have nothing going on. Now let's talk about Emiru's stuff on her end. Now, first of all, no matter what, do not victim blame here ever. She is a streamer who has a large audience, yes. She road tripped all the way out here from Texas to California to attend an event for streamers and their fans. She cares a lot and she does put in the work. So no matter what you think about her and the way you think she comes off, you know, fan servicey, too vulnerable, too approachable, etc., this is just not okay. Let's talk about the security situation. So in this particular event and this meet and greet, right? It was left up to the TwitchCon security themselves, which in itself is so fucked up that it's become the norm for a lot of streamers, large streamers, not even just female streamers too, but male streamers as well, to have to bring and hire their own security guards out with them when doing IRL content, attending events that allow it, you know, going to amusement parks and even going out to eat at restaurants. You hate to see that, but it's absolutely necessary in today's climate where just people have access to your location at all times. You even give, you know, like, oh, my schedule, I'm gonna go here on this day, here on this day. TwitchCon, it's a, you know, it's a big schedule that people will take the time out of their way to go to, right? But anyway, yes, at a previous TwitchCon event, this is super important. Emiru's personal security guard was in a situation where he had to hold down someone attempting something similar like that, what you saw in video today, until other people arrived, right? Apparently Twitch didn't like that and they have now banned the use of personal security at TwitchCon, and we see the results of it now. These people who are looking after the streamers that are hired by Twitch, a lot of them might not know them personally, might not know them, you know, even as a streamer, and are just there to look out if anyone does anything crazy. And for the most part, they are not solely invested into their job, and it shows here. If they had the personal security, they know the ins and outs of how Emiru and other people work, and they can really protect them a lot better. It also needs to be stated that Emiru said in a recent stream that Twitch allowed her to do her live show, you know, at TwitchCon on the condition that she also do a meet and greet. She had a complete stalker before, so I bet she was really dreading this event, respectively, right? So, yeah, it sucks that she just, you know, was roped into doing this meet and greet. Lots of streamers leading up to this event, like Pokimane, Valkyrie, and even Raiden himself, Hassan, chose not to attend TwitchCon for reasons such as this. Fans and even haters have just way too easy access to them. Let's talk about some stuff on Twitch's end here. So when TwitchCon first started up, I think it was a pretty cool novel idea, right? The fact that you had your favorite streamers, you would be attending this event that was made for them and the fans was awesome. You get to meet and greet, see them do fun activities, all outside of their normal streaming avenues, right? That's like, you know, from their house and whatnot. It really feels like nowadays it's pretty cringe to even try to watch these events and affiliated streams. It's all a circle jerk, clout chasing wannabes, tons of parasocial fans. Now, I'm not making fun of people who, you know, with good intentions actually want to go to these events, you know. I think it's completely fine, but from my perspective, the cultural shift from nice and honest intentions have turned into a sort of fever dream of why are people even trying to attend these events? I guess you can say the same thing for famous actors who do meet and greets as well as musicians who do concerts, but it feels like just more and more is on the rise. A lot of it is being pushed into the surface and it's just looking really, really bad for these particular kind of events. So, to be honest, Twitch absolutely dropped the ball. There's no doubt about that. I really wouldn't miss it if TwitchCon was gone in general. I don't watch any content that is even being streamed there anymore. To be honest, the streams leading up to TwitchCon was way more fun. Emiru, Extra Emily, Cinna, and Bonnie, they did a road trip in a giant camper, which was pretty fun to watch. Canute, S-Fan, and others drove themselves there all the way from Texas. And even, hell, Ms. Kiff biked all the way from LA. So those are way more entertaining than watching a bunch of streamers at TwitchCon on stage contractually pretending to like each other, playing lame ass board games. Basically, Twitch needs to allow personal security again. They need to hire security guards who are extremely vigilant at all times during these events, not just random maybe volunteers or people who just say, "Hey, you're part of the committee here. You want to just do some stuff here." No, actual maybe even police too. I wouldn't even be opposed to that. So, I even think one of the security guards was on their phone looking down when this happened on the video. Add more than just a little line rope. If I had it say, I would put a gigantic transparent glass window around the streamers in these events, 15 by 15 feet, so people can still see, but it takes longer for them to get to them if they needed to, get them out of here. I saw a comment on Reddit that really sums things up. Complacency, lack of preparation, lack of manpower, and a little bit of bad luck. Truthfully, it is impossible to stop all unintended interactions at an event like at an event like this. I'm going to leave you guys with this video that I found that's on one of the Reddits for TwitchCon themselves.
Now that I'm done with the meet and greet, I might as well tell you guys. Whoa, look at this BMW. I might as well tell you guys I'm sorry. I might as well tell you guys what the fuck I actually did to get into the line. Hey, I snuck in. I don't know what else to say. I was in line waiting for the meet and greet, and I figured, I got some intel that that you had to make a reservation for the meet and greet in the beginning of October. I never did that. I just knew where I had to be, and I executed. And that's how you got to be. I didn't prepare for this, but I...
Okay, so, yep, the guy in the video just admitted to sneaking in a reservation meet and greet with Emiru. This is not moderated as much as it needs to be. These guys are way too lax. I feel like streamers are also a little lax and shouldn't be putting themselves in the situation as well. But it sucks that, all this happened, and unfortunately will probably happen again unless something drastically changes and people just, to really try to not be in these situations anymore. So Emiru shouldn't go to these events anymore. It's just not worth it. Twitch, do better. Anyway, let me know down below what you guys think about what happened, the events, maybe some new news have come out since the video. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.